What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Saturday, November 20th. So this week we actually had a lot of really good news. We had President Biden sign the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. That was good. We also saw the House just yesterday pass the $1.75 trillion human infrastructure bill. So a lot of good news there. Now, we also know at this point that there could be more help coming to the American people. As to exactly where it's coming from, how much it's going to be, and how much of an impact it's going to have on your life, honestly, that is what's kind of up for discussion because we don't know all the details yet. I do got some more updates on for you regarding the Social Security boost and any benefits that you may see there. I want to talk about President Biden's plan of how to reduce inflation, which it's a little bit interesting, but I want to bring this to your attention. And we also got some reports on how Thanksgiving this year is going to be more expensive. So let's jump right into it. Now, according to the Farm Bureau, they're saying the average Thanksgiving for a group of 10 people is actually going to be costing more by about 14% year over year. Turkey itself is going to cost about 24% more than last year. We know that many Thanksgiving side dishes are going to be up over 5% this year. And according to many households, they say they will not be buying alcohol this year due to the price increases that we have seen. So, let me ask you this. Are you going to either skip Thanksgiving because of the prices, or is there something that you are not buying, whether it's a turkey, alcohol, ham, or whatever, maybe desserts? Is there something that you are not going to buy simply because of the price increases that we have seen? Let me know down in the comment section below. I, for one, will not be buying alcohol. I do not drink, but at the same time, for me, I don't purchase it for other people either, mainly because it is a little bit expensive, and to pay higher taxes on alcohol for me makes absolutely no sense. So I just don't buy it. Now, here's what I want you to understand. It is not just Thanksgiving dinner that's going to cost more. Gas prices are still increasing. Rents are going up by like 11% per year or year over year. The price of homes, they're extravagant. I talk to people every single day, and all the time I get the same question. Do you think home prices are going to decrease? And my answer to them is no. I think they're going to only go up. I think they're going to go up for the rest of this year, and I believe they're going to go up even higher in 2022. So we'll see what happens there. We know medications are going up as well, and income for many people has stayed the same, if not actually decreased. And I say this because, and this is a big issue, a lot of people are not working full-time hours. They're not working 40 hours per week. They're working maybe 32, 35. They're getting close, but they're not there yet. Number one, because either they can't do it because of their schedule or their children's schedule. Number two, a lot of employers are sending people home early because they don't have enough customers. That's a big issue. So, we'll see what happens there. We do know millions of Americans were extremely hopeful that in the two infrastructure bills that we've seen, that something would have been in there that would have either helped them control the price increases, which it wasn't, or there would be something in there that would provide additional help to the American people. Well, right now there's nothing. Some said that if we could see some relief inside this bill, they would support it. But over 53% of the American people do not support the human infrastructure bill because of what's in it. They want to see more. One of the big things that the American people have been calling for is an increase to Social Security payments. And this is something that I've talked about multiple times here on this channel because this is something that we need. Now, experts say that millions of people on Social Security have struggled throughout this pandemic because of the lack of income that they receive. Well, what we do know is that the Social Security 2100 Act was proposed. This was a kind of a newer rendition of the Social Security Act of in 2019, but this one right here, just to give you an idea, The Social Security 2100 Act, it stipulates that nobody making less than $400,000 per year would see tax increases. That's something that President Biden has been big on. Here's the problem. If you make over, I think it was like $140,000 per year, you would see a tax increase because you'd have to pay more into Social Security. There would not be a cap. I think it's like at $142,000 per year. So it pretty much contradicts it in the beginning. Here's the other problem. The programs right now in this bill would have only been temporary, which means the issues later on would still be there. We'd still have those issues later on. And according to multiple reports, this proposal didn't get more support than it did because of how it would likely raise the payroll tax on the later years of the program. Now, this would mean that the burden for Social Security would fall and be placed on future workers, and that's not something that lawmakers wanted to do, especially if you're voting on a bill now, and then let's say you do not go up for re-election, which there's a lot of people that are not going to fight for re-election this upcoming midterm election year. So if this is the case, some are saying, why would we pass a bill that we are not even going to be around to see? We're not even going to see this bill. So why should we push for it? Well, many lawmakers say that they want to see the benefit is paid for first, then delivered to the beneficiaries. But the way this bill is set up is we would pay out the benefits first and then try to collect on those later on. Some say that's not going to work. That's not the way we're going to do it. So as of right now, there is nothing in this bill for Social Security beneficiaries, especially in the Human Infrastructure Bill. In the bipartisan bill, there is nothing there either, but that already passed. So here's what I can tell you. As of right now, one of the things that is included into this bill that is most likely going to be pulled out, and again, just get this. This is something that Democrats want to include, but at the same time, they're going to include it, and they know that there's a very good chance it just gets pulled out. That is immigration. As the bill stands right now, undocumented people in the United States that came in before 2011, they can get up to 10 years of a work authorization. It comes 5 years at a time. 5 years, you reapply, get an additional 5 years, 10 years. Now, this isn't quite what Democrats were wanting because Democrats wanted to offer a pathway to citizenship. However, some say this is a good start. And this would provide roughly 6.5 million people with this benefit from this provision. So it would be a good thing to have. But this all comes down to what the Senate parliamentarian is going to say. And according to Senator Dick Durbin, he says the Senate will know what the Senate parliamentarian's ruling is the week after Thanksgiving. So in 2 weeks from now, we should have an answer. Next week, we will not have an answer. Again, remember, Congress is going to be on recess for Thanksgiving. So they're not going to be working on anything. Or at least that's the expectation. So we'll see what happens there. Now, although there's a lot of stuff on the table, there's a lot of stuff that still could be cut from this bill. Joe Manchin supports the bill. However, aides have said that he's still worried about the size of it. We know Senator Bernie Sanders, he wants more to be added for Medicare. Right now there's hearing. He wants to see vision and dental included as well. And a couple of senators want to see that the SALT tax deduction increase is cut from this bill. And one of those is Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, what I can tell you is there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of discussions. The expectation from multiple lawmakers is that this bill is going to be altered in many ways. Some say it's going to be the size. Some say the scope of certain provisions. That's going to change. We are going to see some things cut. We could see additional proposals put in. So that's big as well. And hopefully there's going to be something for everybody. But as of right now, there's still multiple groups of people that will not see any benefits from this bill. So we'll see. And as we know more, I promise, I'll share all those updates as we get them. But let's talk about inflation. Here's something that I thought was very interesting. This is what the plan is as of right now coming from the Biden administration. President Biden is asking the White House officials how he could tackle the problem with inflation. What could he do? Well, One thing has been brought up by many White House officials, and they say is to work with companies that are passing on their higher prices over to the end consumers. Now, by going on the offensive and targeting these specific companies, what's going to happen is the Biden administration could amplify the criticism that the American people are putting on Biden himself. The Biden administration could amplify it and push it over to the companies and ask large companies who have benefited from higher profits over the last couple years due to the pandemic. He could ask them to pull back on their higher profits in order to pull back on pricing, in order to help out the end consumer and make sure that the consumers aren't seeing higher prices, and that's causing inflation, right? This is the problem. Experts say that this could work. However, multiple economists believe that this would ultimately backfire on the Biden administration, and this is probably not the best move for them to do at this time. So, the one plan, according to reports that the Biden administration has had, it has pretty much been shot down. But I do think it has some, this could potentially work. Ask companies to lower their prices, but by lowering the prices, many companies are going to do this because they're going to lower their prices. However, the Biden administration is coming in saying, we're still going to tax you more. So what's going to happen is these companies are being asked by President Biden to lower their prices. Biden's going to increase their taxes, so the company's actually going to lose even more money. So it's not a win-win for the Biden administration and a lot of these large corporations, but that's currently what's on the table. Let's talk about COVID for a second. The CDC has stated that 60% of the U.S. population has actually reduced their protection against COVID. This means you're not wearing your mask, you're not social distancing when possible, you're not washing your hands, right? You're interacting in large groups, right, without a mask as well, and possibly indoors. Health experts say that it is still very important to wear a mask, social distance, and wash our hands. The CDC also has stated that only 10% of the U.S. population has received their booster shots as of yesterday. So, we still got a long ways to go. Many people do not expect we are going to be out of this pandemic in 2021, which was the expectation back in 2020. Many people are now saying that we will still be fighting the effects of COVID late into 2022. But as we get there, we will see. I promise I'll keep you updated on everything that we are hearing. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.